Hello and welcome to the channel, and today we're doing another body doubling list with me. I'm listing 5 more items that I had previously photographed, so I kind of cheated, but this is around 19 minutes of listing. This is a pair of bicycle shorts. The brand is meh. It's not, that's not the name of the brand, but it's like meh when it sells. We're looking in low teens. However, this is a 3X, so that is the reason I am listing it. I got it at the bins. It weighs nothing, essentially. I paid less than $1 for this, and it is a 3X. This is, mid-January. We're getting into peak fitness season. Everyone's looking for their goals and getting fitness clothes. However, we will see a drop-off in that at the end of February. Also, these bicycle shorts have pockets, and for those of you that are unaware, it's really nice to get bicycle shorts with pockets. Most of them, especially in women's sections, do not have pockets. For some reason, we have no need for pockets apparently, but it is nice. Now, what you've noticed in my previous body doubling videos is for some reason, the categories did not save on this. It didn't give me a suggested category. It still left the category at men's jeans, and it did it in every listing, so it's taking me slightly longer to list because of that. Previously, if I went to first category and I did the arrow, it would give me suggestions, usually 3 different categories of suggestions to choose from. It's not this time, so I'm actually having to go in and manually search for it. It's not a huge deal, but sometimes if you don't know what category to actually place it in, it can be a bit of a bummer to try to find it, and that would take you much longer. With this, I didn't put the theme bike. Technically they are bicycle shorts, but I didn't want to put the theme bike because sometimes people think there's bikes on them, and I don't want to mess with that. So bicycle shorts, style, biker. Athletic clothing, again, tends to do fairly well, especially this time of year. And in general, it does a lot better because of most of us, as I'm recording this video in leggings, most of us wear athletic clothes for non-athletic things. I'm using AI description. Again, it is so fluffy, but this time I go ahead and read through it, and I will take out anything that is too fluffy, but it is very, very fluffy. With this, you can't really, I'm like, if I was left to my own devices, I would be like, please refer to the photos, bicycle shorts. I tend not to do a large description unless there's something I need to explain, like vintage sizing or no size tags or any damage that's on there. This is calculated ground shipping. Again, it doesn't weigh that much. It weighs around 7 ounces. I'm just going to do it in a bubble mailer. I have a whole bunch of leftover eBay bubble mailers that I need to do and get rid of. So that's kind of why you see that there. Now this is a Life is Good, like spread good. I like to get Life is Good stuff. I prefer t-shirts. They tend to sell better. Unisex t-shirts tend to sell better. Women's long sleeves are okay, but the sell-through's a little slower for that. But again, if I go camping or hiking with my family, I'll usually see several people with Life is Good shirts on. And I know it's still a decent brand. Have to remember to put my custom label in. I forgot to custom label some stuff, and they actually sold, and my husband and I spent a solid weekend trying to find those items. However, we did the eBay superstition. We touched everything, and when you touch things, they sell. I had a vintage Levi's jacket that I touched, or he touched to move it into another bin, and it sold the next day. So I am very superstitious when it comes to eBay, and that is my eBay superstition. If you touch it, it sells. Again, I'm finding the categories. Honestly, the categories are probably what's taking me the longest to list, since I already have taken the photos. If I had not already taken photos, that would have taken me by far the longest to list. But I have found that it is easier for me to batch photos than batch listings, because once you get in the groove, it's nice. I would hate to take the photos, then upload them. Also, color is gray, blue-gray. I hate being very specific. I would consider this blue-gray. Also, I hate spelling gray, G-R-A-Y. But G-R-E-Y, which is how I spell gray, how it's always spelled gray, I don't know why, does not get searched. It is not in the color thing. So we want to use the color gray. Again, but it's like a bluey gray. Some people might consider it like a blue, or what is it called? Something blue. There's a specific style color to that. I would consider it more gray, but some people might consider it more blue. So it's very difficult with color. I usually don't get crazy specific on the color unless I cannot properly photograph it. Like the vintage pink and purple lamb chop sweater, it was photographing blue, not purple. And it is a very vibrant purple, so I made sure to put that in the description, like this is purple, this is not blue. The fluffy AI descriptions, I always add the please refer to photos for conditions and measurements at the bottom. The photos are there. I did have somebody request a specific measurement that I haven't had requested before for men's jeans, so I'm going to start including that measurement in my listings too, just so I don't have to go find it, measure it, photograph it, and send it to that person. It's easier just to do it up front. This can go ground. It is very light. I love shipping ground. I super happy Ground Advantage happened. It's almost like Parcel Post and First Class Had a Baby. This is a quite large Columbia rain jacket, windbreaker. It did not specifically say rain jacket on it, so I did not list it as a rain jacket. Do I think it would be used as a rain jacket? Yes, but I do not want it to come back on me that I said it was a rain jacket when it wasn't and people got very wet. So, could this be used as a rain jacket? Yes. Was it probably used as a rain jacket? Yes. It is a Columbia. It is black, which is a good color, especially in the men's. Not as good in the women's, though. Women's tend to be the lighter, brighter colors I tend to sell better, but a black 3X men's raincoat is great. I also got this at the bins. I probably paid close to $3 for it because of the size. It is kind of heavy, but that would normally not be crazy heavy if it was not a 3X size, but 3X is a good size. This has not sold yet as of middle of January. However, I'm seeing this because it is such a light coat selling more towards the end of March when we start transitioning into spring. I have sold a bunch of children's winter stuff, and I've had those things listed for quite a while, but we didn't really have a great winter last year. It wasn't very cold, there wasn't very snow, but we've already had 3 snowstorms go through the United States this year, and it's only the middle of January. So I think a lot of people are looking ahead. And one of the children's snow bibs was of our own personal stock, so it had been used. I had already gotten my money's worth out of it, and this was just a bonus. In fact, it snowed this morning. Super happy. I mean, I'm sad I didn't sell anything, but also happy I didn't have to go to the post office because it's kind of out of my way and the roads are so bad. It's very much a go to work, come home. Don't dilly-dally. Don't go to the dollar store. Don't go to the post office. Again, I listed it as a windbreaker because nowhere does it say waterproof or raincoat. I will not do a specific coat like that unless it says it on there, just because even the buyer could come back as item not as described, and then that falls on me. That is a defect rating. That is me having to pay for shipping back. I don't want it to come as an item not as described if I call it a raincoat. However, if it says water resistant, if it says raincoat on it, I make sure to list that in the description. I would use that in the title, like lightweight water resistant coat or lightweight raincoat. It just wasn't there. So I was not comfortable using that because I did not want to get an item not as subscribed or not as described. Which hasn't, knock on wood, happened a lot with me this season, but I have, I'm on the flipping Reddit and I'm looking at other Facebook forums and stuff, and other sellers are having a lot of items, INADs, items not as described, when they were very much described, and it was just buyer's remorse. But if you say item not as described as a buyer, you do not have to pay for return shipping. This is the coat I sold. Okay, so this is a vintage Levi's coat. No, I did not sell this coat. I sold the Carhartt coat. Sorry. I didn't sell this coat. I'm hoping to sell this coat. I did sell the women's Carhartt coat, and I recently did that in a ship with me, and it did sell for almost full price, which was great. This is a vintage Levi's sport jean jacket. This is very difficult for me because 80s, 90s sizes are very different than sizes we have now. With this, let's say it says size medium. I would honestly say it's closer to a small. This is where measurements are going to come in handy. Vintage items, it does come in handy. I didn't call it a crop, but it is short. This is a short jacket. But jackets were short. If anybody remembers the late 80s, early 90s, jackets weren't like down to your knees. I personally remember the pullover logo jackets. A friend of mine had a Mighty Ducks one, and I was absolutely obsessed with it. Or the pullover Adidas jackets and stuff like that. I think my husband has a Bulls jacket downstairs that's a pullover. But before that trend, the jackets were shorter. This is very much stereotypical puffy sleeve jacket. This is Levi's, so it is name brand, it is jean, it is multicolored, it is color blocked, it is everything late 80s screams. So I think this will be decent. I did pick this up at the bins. It is heavy. So I probably paid close to $10 for this coat because it is so heavy. I'm going back up and I'm clicking, colorful jacket, size medium. I just realized I spelled women's wrong when in my listing, so I'll have to go back and fix that. And that is a perk of going back through my listings and photographs with you guys while they're still semi-fresh. I can go back and fix anything that seems wrong or that I didn't like. I don't know what I would call it, a bomber jacket, but I'm going to put basic jacket because it doesn't fit a bomber per se. I think it has the cut of a bomber jacket, but it is poofy, and a lot of bomber jackets are not poofy. So I just put basic jacket, and I'm hoping the pictures can kind of, sell it for itself. The fabric type denim, I didn't do any of that stuff. I probably should have, and honestly, if it doesn't sell when I revise the listing, I will go in and do that. I could do sleeve length, I could do fabric, I could do is it homemade, is it personalized, all of the above. Condition, it is pre-owned. Most of my items are pre-owned. No rips or stains, my standard, what I put in there. Again, I normally put these when I do multiple listings. I normally already have this filled out. I don't know why it didn't save it, and I don't know why it's being such a punk when it comes to me changing categories. I don't know what was going on. All the videos I made that day, or all the listings / videos I made that day, were all the same. They were not letting me mess with it as much as I normally did. I love the puffy design, gives it a unique look that is sure to turn heads. Size medium and perfect for women who want to show off their individuality. The jacket is perfect for any occasion and is sure to make a statement. Yes, sure. It is vintage. You're not going to see a lot of people running around with it, which is always nice. The comps I was looking on my other screen, there was no jackets exactly like mine. There were a couple that were solid color, so they were not the color block, but they were solid color and had the same cut as mine did. They were selling for almost $200. I went ahead and put $100 on mine because I want it gone. I could not find mine exactly. This is another vintage shirt. I need to go through and spin a bunch of listings. Normally I don't go and edit pictures, but when they're upside down or sideways, or if I can see a kid in the background or a cat, I will go in and flip them, which is what I'm doing here, but that also takes extra time. I always try to take photos right side up so I don't have to go in and flip them. I don't know why this saved the wrong way. Sometimes that just happens. I was not holding the camera that way. But I try to make it easier by having all my photos arranged ahead of time before I go to list it. This is Kyoto Casuals. Again, 1980s vintage shirt. It's men's. It's very colorful. It's a size small though, which may come back to bite me. Men's size smalls don't sell as well. That they tend to be a longer sell. Men's size large is probably my best sell because it is so common, and that is a common size. However, right now I have 2 people in my house that wears that size, so I'm not listing a lot of things that are that size. They're going into people's closets. But men's size large is great. Anything above a 2X usually does well. Smalls, not so much, but if it is a sought after or one of a kind or vintage item, I will list a size small. It just might sit for a little longer waiting for its perfect buyer. Again, I had to go through and do the category. I don't know why I had to do this. I don't know why it's continuing to be such a punk about this. I had to do it for every listing. I think I listed 25 items that day, and every single listing I had to go through and change the category, which is a pain to do. Because after you change the category, then you can scroll back up and select item specifics for it. So that can be a bit of an issue going back and forth, trying to find a category. This is, long sleeve. It's brand. I don't know why it did not pick up the brand on it from the title. The brand is very clearly in the title, but it didn't. So this is taking longer for me to do because of that. Maybe it didn't pick up the brand because it was not in an automatic list. So when I typed it out, it did not show up anywhere on their list. So they might not have listed the brand because it wasn't there and I needed to manually do it. Most of my shirts are multicolor. I love that it has the option to have multicolor and not have to pick like the most prominent color, because sometimes if you think a color is the most prominent color, someone else may not think that same color is the prominent color of that shirt. So it's always nice to do that. No rips or stains. Again, I wish it would have saved it when I went and duplicated listings. I don't know why I didn't do that. I'm using AI whenever possible. I think it's so funny though, introducing a one of a kind button-up shirt from Kyoto Casuals. Perfect for those looking to add a touch of vintage style to their wardrobe. Unique shirt features button-down collar, long sleeves with colorful multi-color design that is sure to catch the eye. Again, very fluffy, very floofy. Even when I buy items on eBay, I don't know how much attention I pay to the item description. I feel like I spent more attention on the photos than the actual item description. Maybe that's just me. Maybe other people do it differently. Again, pretty light. Men's shirts in general weigh around 10 ounces, 7 to 10 ounces, but I go ahead and put 10 ounces on them because I'd rather go for the higher weight. Thank you for watching my channel. I hope you were productive with me while I was listing. Please like and subscribe and have a wonderful day.